My cousin would always brag that he was a dragon, and I was very jealous.
Yeah, I had a neighbor that would always brag about being a dragon on the Zodiac. And I was always just like, you. Anyway, Shell, got a question for you.
Yes?
Do you think we're gonna find the plot today?
Are we gonna find plot?
Yeah.
Are we gonna find the plot?
Are we going to find the plot today?
we
This
received...
is what, session 4,
we
5?
received a vision that
Of a monster.
Of a monster.
But we might just kill
in
the monster
woods
and then that'll be it.
near our new house. Our new hideout.
Yes. Is it just me or is this game, like, louder than usual?
Maybe it's a little, but it's fine with me.
It's a bit bombastic.
Oh yeah, people are also going into years. We were talking about astrological and zodiac signs. I forget if...
House.
Oh, house?
There are a few little things there's still a few little things we need.
We could just add them as needed, but feel free to start adding anything you feel like.
Yeah, that'll make it really feel like it's our own personal hideout.
I'd like to start decorating it right away with a few things. Is that okay?
You don't have to ask us for permission. This is your hideout too, you know.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Monster!
Plot?
Or is he starting to get supernatural senses from his training with the bunny lady? He's just... I don't know. I'll have to see.
What's wrong, Lent? Is it a monster?
It can't be. I thought this area was safe. I thought so too, but something doesn't feel right. It's almost like the forest is crying. What? Len, where did you get weird druid powers?
Now that you mention it, I wonder what's going on.
This is so creepy. I'm getting chills down my spine.
And Wander is scratching his.
My spine is itchy. Is it coming from that way?
Should we go check it out?
Why would we? Lila told us not to rush into danger, remember?
The Atelier might be finished, but Claudia won't be able to feel safe here.
Remember, Ryza, we're just gonna take a look. We'll see what's going on, then retreat if we have to.
Yeah, I got it. We'll be right back, Claudia. You just stay here. Okay. Be careful, everyone.
Just leave it to us. I've learned it's best to run away when things get dangerous. Just as long as we're very careful about it.
Yeah, let's go. Carefully, but boldly.
Everyone's changing, too, was added to the story. Whatever this place was, it was fairly extensive. They have this whole pavilion out here, or just a flat area?
This is a bit of a setup. Oh, right. I wanted to hit these for fiber.
The nameless grass. Fresh berries.
Alternatively, berries. Barrel.
Wait, how are there... Rose
Bees.
bee.
Bees!
Oh, and a ladybug with 7 stars on it?
When in doubt, gather resources. Forest is crying. Don't care. Must gather. Alchemy. All right. Gotta hit the run faster button. Yeah, so there will be more stuff in the area.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Alright.
We have slimes.
Probably just gonna
What are
ignore the
those?
slimes. Those are honey.
Honeycombs, okay.
Oh, those slimes are fornicating.
What? Wander! They're just sitting next to each other, exchanging slime.
Fluids. Bodily slime.
Or actually, amongst slimes, would it be possible for many
hey.
slimes to become one slime and then they be a mega slime?
Yeah, that's how it works in Dragon Warrior.
And Dragon Warrior monsters?
Yep. No, regular Dragon Warriors.
Regular
in Dragon Warrior
Dragon Warrior.
monsters, they don't generally form up. But, like, if you're fighting a bunch of slimes, they sometimes will form up into a king slime.
But then the interesting thing is, how would a slime ever be able to become larger and accumulate slimes and then bud to create more slimes if they can only become larger slimes by absorbing other slimes? It doesn't make sense.
Well, no. They probably also become larger slimes by eating stuff, too.
Oh, that's true. If they can break down other living organisms into slime.
Yeah.
Hence the gelatinous cubes that just seem to melt everything down.
Gelatinous cubes are downright horrifying. Like, every time you've ever fought them in a D&D campaign, you're generally overpowered for them. But, like, they're horrifying to run up against as, like, a first-level party with a DM that actually is not, does not have a whole lot of mercy. Oh, right. Demon Souls is the Phalanx. Phalanx slime. I
Phalanx
really want to
slime?
play Demon Souls again.
Which one was Demon Souls?
Demon
Have I
Souls
ever
is the
seen it?
predecessor to Dark Souls.
Oh.
It's the predecessor to Dark Souls, and it's both probably one of the most unique Souls-likes out there, just because, like, they had a bunch of interesting ideas, and they kind of worked with them well. Mainly, they didn't have the formula perfect, so they had a lot more stuff that, like, went outside the bounds. So there was straight-up boss fights that, like, you would win without, like, dodging at all. Like, at one point you get a storm sword, and you're just using it to cut down, like, sky manta rays that are shooting lightning javelins at you or something like that. And it was just a really... we're out of slimes. I killed them all. I have to kill them for one of Lent's quests, so I was going for it. Nope, that didn't work.
Completely missed it.
Bango. There we go. But so, like, one of the other first bosses that you can run into in Demon Souls is just this giant... I think it's actually the first boss that you fight that you can easily beat. The real first boss is supposed to kick your ass, kill you, and then send you on your way. Let's see. But yeah, so one of them is just this giant slime that you have to, like, get it to split off into smaller parts and kill them individually. All I remember is that when I was fighting the thing, I kind of just baited it out for so long that there was, like, nothing left and it could do any damage to me, which is really amusing. Unfortunately, it's a PS3 exclusive only, and this From Software doesn't seem terribly interested in remastering it, which is a bit of a tragedy.
But... Oh! A sheep? Or a goat? A goat! Why is there a goat up in the tree? Oh, looks like it's coming down.
Friend goat.
There's a monster! In any case. Hey, so, what were you doing up in the tree?
Wow, that goat has just utter...
Oh, right. I don't know what I was expecting. Wait. Goats like to eat paper, right? You want some paper, Mr. Goat? I'm a Mrs. Goat, can't you tell? I'll take that as a yes. Stay right here. I'll go get you some.
Zettel, quality above... Huh.
Okay, we need to get that goat paper.
Probably how we recruit goat.
It was funny when we went with some of our local friends to the Portland Zoo. They have a petting area for the goats. And so we were let in, and they cautioned you not to touch their heads, which I understand because sometimes they have the urge to butt you if you push against their horns. I recall that because I used to do summer camps over the over at one of the local animal shelters back in my hometown, and I would stroke their heads, and they would sometimes just very lightly press back. I never really got butted by them, but they thought it was, I don't know. They very much enjoyed doing that, just pushing up against objects. And it was interesting because this one goat came up to me at the zoo, and he just started raking his forehead all along my leg. You remember that, Wander, don't you?
Same thing happened to me.
Really? He did that to you a little bit too?
Yeah, like, we were both getting just, like...
we were being used as scratching posts.
Pretty much.
But it was hilarious. And then I had another goat trying to eat the tassels at the bottom of my capris. Because if you have anything loose, they'll try to nab it and chew on it. But I love them. They're the most sociable of all the farm animals that I've ever interacted with. Because while they're food motivated, they're not always food motivated. They can enjoy being scratched and just being in your company. Whereas sheep are sheepish. I've only ever known sheep to be sheepish. With the exception of, there were some sheep at the summer camp that I went to that actually like to come up to people and be stroked. But I think it was really just the ram. Wander and I were actually discussing this the other day, how he recalled the sheep on his grandparents' farm never really liking people, and I asked him, well, you know, if you think about it, sheep, for the most part, they're out...
Holy crap!
Wow. They're off in a herd, and they're pretty much only fed and then called in when they need to be shorn. So if their only interaction physically with humans is when they're strapped down and then having all their fleece cut off of them, they probably wouldn't enjoy being touched by humans.
Yeah, and this is also like when my grandparents were definitely getting on in years.
Mm-hmm.
Like the years leading up to my grandfather's death. I don't even know if he was taking care of the sheep at that point. I'm pretty sure he was probably I'm pretty sure he was no longer taking care of them, and it was somebody else that was just on the land.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, baby cows are cute too, calves. Though, whenever I've pet one, they proceed to lick my hands, and they have immensely long, slimy tongues.
Cows? Yeah.
Yep. And it was unfortunate because the place that we went to with the baby calf on display was the dairy where we were supposed to be getting ice cream and such. So I had to wash my hands before getting all my pastries and produce and such.
People are talking about Deer and Rabbit Island in
Oh,
Japan.
yeah, Deer Island, Rabbit Island, Cat Island, Fox Island.
I would very much like to...
I'd like to go to the Fox Island. You're not supposed to pet the foxes. You can feed them, but from like a designated area. And it's weird because the foxes are all milling about and they go... Like, they make these weird noises. It's almost like a cross between a yelp and a cry, or I can't quite describe it.
Blue Point Games has been working on a remaster to release on the PS5 and launch it, and it seems like it might be Demon Souls. Ooh, that'd be fun. I know sometime next year I might sit down with Shell if we have the free time.
She can't carry anymore. Well, why don't we go back to the secret base and drop stuff off?
That's the plan. I'm just gonna drop off the gribbage.
Do you like the Christmas tree?
I do. Wait, can we not warp back to the room anymore?
you probably can't warp back to the room.
Huh. Yeah, I guess we have to finish this plot point, so I guess I should work on that first.
No, the house isn't safe so long as that monster is afoot.
Good to know. I guess we should go make the paper, too. Well, I was just exploring, because I just wanted to chill for a while. I don't know. It's part of the reason why I'm actually enjoying this so far. This is a game that requires nothing of you. Comparatively. I mean, I guess I have to think a little bit, but there's enough quality of life improvements that I don't need to worry about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Because I know playing like this guy, I actually have to think about and like worry about whether or not I'm going to be underleveled or anything like that. Not anymore. I found the grind spot, but still. And yeah, the music is really relaxing, and the cutscenes kind of proceed at my pace, so I don't have to worry about it as much. Let's see. Ooh, Reaper Scythe. Now, do we have the materials to make the thing?
Are we gonna make the paper for the goat?
Yeah, I was gonna make the paper for
And then maybe the goat will join our party. No, I'm kidding.
I
The
mean-
goat will live with us at our secret encampment and provide milk.
You joke, but that's probably going to be exactly how it works. Oh.
I really like goat yogurt and goat cheese. I actually prefer it over cow cheese. It's a bit more pungent.
Goat cheese is nice and flavorful, too.
Mm-hmm. Did you have all the soft stuff?
Yeah. There wasn't that much left, though.
I never even got to try
What?
it.
I swear you had some of it.
Oh, you're right. I did have a little bit of it.
Because I came back and I'm like, huh, Shell said she hadn't had any of this. But, like...
There was that one day I had some. Yeah, you're right. But we still have that cranberry one that we need to eat the rest of. The cranberry apricot.
Yeah. I think we need to find something to, like, melt that down for, because it got dry. The cranberry stuff got dry.
I mean, we can always just scrape it off and then just have the delectable goat cheese beneath. If it has
Well, no, not the cranberries that got dry. The cheese got dry. So,
Oh.
like, crackers were crumbling on it.
Oh, well, you mean the cheese was also crumbling too.
Mm-hmm. Wow, this is a thing.
I really like goat gouda. Goat gouda is really good.
A scythe axe.
Oh.
So it can do both. Okay, what else can I make? Still can't make this. I need a bomb rod. Bomb rod requires a holy arbor branch.
The holy arbor branch.
Yeah, that's not... Okay, let's make some high-quality paper. We're going to woo this goat with maximum paper. Critical, expensive, ample healing.
Oh, Zettel. There you go. Is it Zettel or Zettel?
I have no idea.
I want my blankie. Where did it go?
I exiled it because it was making me feel very warm.
No.
I mean, you can go grab it right now. This is going to take a little bit.
I want my fuzzy blankie.
Go grab your fuzzy blanket then. Try saying goat gouda 5 times fast. Goat gouda, goat gouda, goat gouda, goat gouda, goat gouda, goat gouda. Eh, I've heard worse tongue twisters.
Go Gouda, go Gouda, go Gouda, go Gouda, go Gouda, go Gouda.
Yeah, it does turn into a sound effect after a certain point.
Gouda.
But I've heard worse. This is some freaking gourmet paper. Yeah. Imagine if you walked into a restaurant.
It is produced from the finest pulp. It has been, purified of any stray fibers or materials that dare not sully its pristine ivory surface. I don't know.
I was just gonna say, like, imagine walking into a restaurant and they just had gourmet paper.
Gourmet paper. You know what would be nice? A paper that was tasty and edible.
It's probably a thing.
The problem is, it would have to have some kind of sugar content, at which point it would be susceptible to melting and sticking on things.
Oh, we have no plant essence. Well, no, plant essence is different.
Oh. Rice paper menus. Yeah, we've had rice paper before.
True.
But usually it's used for spring rolls and such.
Yeah.
That's because it's absorbed enough moisture so that it becomes sticky again. We had some really good, what was it? It was a rice-based flour exterior roll with jalapenos, duck, cilantro. What else was it? Like tomatoes or I forget. What was in that duck appetizer that we had at the Thai restaurant?
That thing. It had jalapenos. Are those weird barrels still here? Yeah, there they are.
And maybe it was tomato, cilantro, and then the duck itself. Those were good. Oh, that's making me hungry.
Yeah, I'm a bit peckish. The pizza was good. But I guess you only had 1.5 slices.
Nah, it was more 1 3/4.
Yeah. You just eat all the cheese and then you're like, alright, I'm done with this. Here you go, you can have the dregs.
No. I like my vegetables too.
I had some friends in high school that would only eat certain parts of pizza, and it was very confusing. And a little... I'm not going to say upsetting, but it was definitely like, come on.
Wait, what was upsetting about your friends again?
They would only eat certain parts of pizza. So, like, imagine you order a pizza.
Have you ever seen the really... I don't want to say it's gross, but when someone rakes their teeth across the top of a pizza, so they get the cheese and all the toppings, but none of the...
Yeah. Let's see. So...
None of the crust at all?
Definitely have had people like that. One person that would just pick off the toppings. I had one person that would do that and then just eat the crust, but not the bottom of the pizza because they don't like soggy bread. I had one friend, not exactly the same, but she specifically would refuse to touch any food that touched her plate ever after she'd picked it up the first time.
Whoa. So anything that she lifted up on her fork, she'd have to eat the entirety of it.
Correct.
And then if she picked up a piece of pizza, the whole thing would have to go down before she set it back down.
Correct.
Oh, no.
And if she didn't, if it was too much for her, she just wouldn't touch it. We'd make, sometimes also you might have, like, the errant piece of pineapple that just falls down.
Oh, so if any topping fell on the plate, then it's a goner.
Yeah, absolute goner.
That's such a waste.
Yup.
Also, we both like pineapples on pizza.
We do.
For some reason, it becomes a topic of debate.
I do miss pineapple pizza. Like, at some point, I don't know, soonish, we should just order some pizza.
That, or we can get more of the... We have canned pineapple.
True. I wouldn't mind making tortilla pizzas again.
I don't want to make tortilla pizzas.
I love tortilla pizzas.
I really liked it when we were able to find that dough that was reminiscent of the dough that we found in Croatia, which was pizu, which you could roll out and make.
But did we find that around here?
Yes, we did.
Okay.
Or wait, no, we found that in Kansas.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll find it around here. I'm sure we will.
But yeah, so that girl specifically, that was actually, I think, the last time we'd found her.
We can also do boboli pizza. Where you just buy the boboli shell and then you put all your toppings on it.
Oh, yeah.
My family used to make boboli an awful lot.
I don't think I've ever.
We'll do that next time.
But yeah, that was like the last time we'd ever seen that girl. And my parents said, don't invite her over again. Which they'd only ever done with like 2 other people my entire life. One was my brother's friend, who was really my brother's bully that was kind of his friend.
Oh, I despise those type of
But
friends.
he was the kid that thought it would be hilarious to pee all over our carpeted bathroom. Because we had like a downstairs bathroom that was just all carpet instead of tile. Yeah, my parents were livid. Because
Ew.
he must have done it intentionally, and they're like, he is never coming over again. And that was probably fine, because the kid was awful. Second was the kid that came over for my birthday party, and ate a bunch of cookies, but, like, didn't finish them. And when it was time to, like, kind of clean up a little bit, he just dumped them in the corner of the room. This was a high schooler, like, a junior in high school. Why do I have to get this close to talk to the goat? Why is this the distance that I must speak with the goat?
Oh, okay. Get to the side of the goat.
I need to commune with this goat.
Wander, that does not look right.
It does not.
There. Yeah, there. You can talk with it from the side.
Seriously, though.
Maybe
A what? I don't have the Zettel?
it wants a certain grade of Zettel.
Or maybe I have to bring it with me. Somehow.
Wait, what? How?
So it's currently not in my pouch, so it doesn't count.
Oh, yes, then you need to have it. Remember, this game is a stickler for you having it on your person.
Needed 40 plus quality. Believe me, it was 80 plus quality. It just... No, you do not need to bring it with me? It was absolutely high quality Zettel. What the... I don't even...
Well, let's go inspect it again.
Whatever, we'll go back. Oh, I used it on crafting. I might have.
Oh, no.
It's okay, we can make some more high quality paper.
Have you ever made your own paper before?
Once.
I think I remember making it once. We had to mosh up an awful lot of pulp.
Yeah.
And then, what is it that keeps it together? Is it like a thin glue, or what was it?
I think so. I mean, it depends on how you're doing it. Thin glue or acid.
Acid.
Yeah, because...
That makes sense. It breaks things down, and then... Yep. And then you just have to dry it?
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, the gourmet paper. Don't worry. We will absolutely get more gourmet paper later.
Do you know what was gross?
What?
Now that we're on the topic of paper?
Mm-hmm.
So, you know how back when you used to do paper mache projects?
Damn.
Oh, is that a giant slime?
Speaking of big slimes.
Big poonie.
Let me show you my girthy poonie.
Poonie sounds like it would be a name for a slime. Or a slime species.
Let's see, speaking of making paper, if we've seen Ascendancy of the Bookworm, I read the manga for that.
Oh.
It's pretty good. It's very slow. I didn't know they had an anime out for it
We'll
yet.
have to look into things like that.
It's pretty good. It's about it's another isekai.
Yeah, but where was I with the paper mache story? So, you know how there are different makeups for paper mache? You can use the whole flower method, or you can use... I personally, for a lot of my projects later in life, I'd use just the Elmer's glue straight up, nothing else mixed into it with water. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But beforehand, we would always have the whole flour mixture, right? Oh, the poor slime, look at its face.
It's getting wrecked.
Feel so bad for it.
It's okay, this is how they breed. You explode them, they explode into a shower of smaller slimes, and that's how their race propagates. They can only they can only breed through death.
That's very sad, but it explains things.
Well, I mean, it's not necessarily death,
Mhm.
because all of the little slimes are just, little subclones of them.
Yeah, it depends on how much of a individual consciousness they have. I don't really know if
see a
there's much
brain in
floating
there.
around in there, yeah.
Yeah.
So, with the mache, flower-based, right? So, after college, I went back home and we were cleaning out parts of the basement, and I was going over some old projects.
Oh.
And
some cutscenes. What's going on? The entire forest seems to be on edge, but there's nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, it's really strange. Something's up for sure.
If you're sure something's wrong, we should head back before we get ourselves in trouble. I'm removing him from the party. I will suffer no cowards.
Ooh. Oh, there he is. That central stump almost looks like it's meant to be ascended, with the mushrooms.
Thighs! What the heck is that? Monster! Super scary monster!
What? I can't feel my legs. Ah!
It has thigh paralysis. Well, it's not actually that big. I didn't even scratch it. Now what do we do?
We should run away. My legs feel like rubber.
Run! We have to run! The hell kind of walking animation is that? What just happened?
It ran away. Or maybe it just let us go.
Hurry! We have to get out of here. Come on.
What the heck was that thing?
I have no idea, but I'm with Tao. There could be more. We need to retreat and stay alert.
Welcome back. So, what happened? We can talk about it later. For now, we have to head back to the island. Huh? Wait! What's going on? Ample might know something about this. I should go talk to him.
Wait, weren't they in the forests?
Well, they went down to the beach.
I guess. That little cut aside was just a bit aggressive. Okay, Old Town entrance.
Yeah. So what I was going to say was that I had found some of my old projects, and there was this one mask that I remember making, and it was this snow leopard, because we had to make various animal masks, and at the time I really liked snow leopards. And, oh!
Wow, change of tone.
Oh, Pat!
Hey there, Ryza. Oh, and who's this lovely young lady?
This isn't the skeevy one. This
I know.
is the other one.
I know. They're all skeezy in Old Town.
My name is Claudia.
Ah, then that must make you Lubert's daughter. You're the island's newest residents, and, I have to say, your outfit is exquisite. The waves and the stitching are magnificent. Whoever made this knew how to tailor it perfectly to its owner. And the dye work on your skirt is stunning. How long have you been wearing this?
Okay, Pat, that's enough.
Ah, sorry about that. Old habits die hard, I guess.
You have a habit of inspecting clothes? Anyway, did you always work at a dye house here on the island?
No, actually I was an apprentice in the city. Once I was ready to open my own shop, I came back here. During my training, lovely folks like this young lady here came to see me all the time.
Wow! So it must have been a pretty expensive store, huh?
Now anytime I see unique or unusual clothes, I fall back into that world. Guess that habit just stuck with me.
If you really love clothes that much, you should reopen your shop. Don't you think so, Claudia?
He's creepy.
Yeah, that's a wonderful idea.
Oh, I never would have closed it if these old bones still moved like they used to. I could have taken on an apprentice. Maybe things could have been different.
An apprentice?
Anyway, that's all in the past now. I've talked you off again. I think I'll get going.
Thanks for talking to us. So we need to find him an apprentice.
I'd love it if Kirkin Island had a dye house again. Maybe we can find an apprentice for him. Do you have someone specific in mind?
Not at all.
Ah.
I do really like how they handled hair in this game.
Mm-hmm. Very shiny.
Yeah, but like it works. I absolutely hate most attempts at like realistic hair nowadays. So this kind of like plasticky look, I don't know, works pretty well.
You always preferred it when it was in clumps rather than where every individual strand is.
Yeah, or like kind of gritty strand groups. Because the problem is it always ends up just looking kind of jagged and Oh.
So what was I going to say? So yeah, we looked in the bin where the mask was situated, and it must have not been airtight because so much of the mask was just eaten away by little tiny bugs. And there were hundreds of little tiny bug corpses in there, and they weren't potato bugs, they were something much smaller. But I found out, I forgot what the name of it was. I think they were called something along the lines of flower. They were called flower bugs or something. And the reason why is because they would get into people's stores of flour and they would eat it all up and multiply, right?
Yeah.
But for some reason, these bugs had found their way only into our basement, only into that singular box, and they found the one paper mache thing that I had made with flour. And it just fell apart the instant you touched it. In any case, well, that totally ruined our grand opening. I already sent Claudia home. I don't think we can go back there.
Yeah, until we know for sure if it's safe. We can't use the hideout.
Wait, does Empel have bags under his eyes?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
He never sleeps.
Nope. Violet doesn't let him.
Do you know anything about the monster we saw? It didn't look like anything I've ever seen.
Everyone's lifting their hands to their faces right now. Why are you being so quiet? I don't like that face you're making.
Are you mad at us?
I'm sorry we were being too reckless. We went to go check it out, but...
No. I'm just glad you made it back safely. That alone made it worth my time to train you.
Camera angle? Why? Like, I joke about the fact that I don't know what her face looks like, but I realize it's not my fault I don't know what her face looks like. Because, like, sweet Bessie, Jesus! Huh?
Whether you're reckless or not, the fact that you managed to escape them is crucial. Them? It sounds like you know something about what we saw then.
Yes, we asked around the village and got the impression that they had no connection to this place. But with so many ruins in the area, it's strange there were no tales whatsoever. I wonder why.
Empel?
Oh, I'm sorry. Now you're absolutely sure you were still in Pixie Forest when you saw it. Yeah, it was kind of far from the Atelier, and it ran off in the opposite direction.
I see. So, where do you think they came from?
I doubt the scout would venture far from the colony, to the north maybe. But they do fight, right, Lila?
A colony? So is this a kind of insectoid invasion?
Yes, but if we kill them, we get alchemy ingredients. Ha ha!
It seems that way.
I'm sorry, but could you take us to your hideout?
Sure, I don't mind. We were going to show it to you eventually anyway.
Okay, then we should get going. We have to deal with them as soon as possible. You know, I bet at some point we get to see, like, her lower back, and it's just, like, a 12-pack and just rippling.
So, this is our hideout. Atelier Ryza.
Oh, well, I'm very impressed. Now then, why is his hair jiggling? Why does he have jiggle physics too? Lila, what do you think?
Where's their rib cage in all that?
Who? Her?
Yeah, like it just,
Oh no, they removed
it
ribs
slopes
to
back
fit boobs.
way too much. Like you wouldn't.
She
stand
doesn't
like
have
that.
ribs. It's just all squish all the way down. Or up.
In any case,
I don't see any evidence of them in the area, luckily. But we should investigate the forest further.
The area's nearby as well, I think. It's asking a lot, Ryza, but would you mind if Lila and I stayed here long term to keep a lookout?
Oh, so you'll keep an eye out on the atelier?
That'd be a huge help. Oh, but what about your house on the island? We'll simply move out. We have no particular need to stay in town. We're mere travelers, after all.
If their main base is on these shores, staying here would be much more convenient for us. So who are these theys you keep referring to?
I'm sorry, but please wait until we can fully ascertain the situation. We mustn't be careless in the matter. Okay, but just in case, can you teach us what we should do to deal with them?
Of course. Your survival is paramount, so I'll be sure to beat all necessary caution into you myself. I should tell Claudia about this. Maybe I'll go pay her a visit.
Oh. What? Okay.
no longer need to use the Traveler's Road.
Yeah, or must go. I don't know. Did I use this yet? No. Oh, I get it. The boat's here now.
Mm-hmm. So they have their own dock. That's nice.
Well, that's convenient. Sort of.
Wait, so if you're storing items here, are those same items going to be at the atelier or not?
Yeah. I don't have to worry about moving them.
So they're teleporting.
Yeah, I don't think too hard about it. Sweet leaf.
At some point I should make up those oyster mushrooms.
Yep.
I just noticed the mushrooms coming out of the tree and I was going, Oh, Agatha.
Hey, you little troublemakers. Where do you think you're going?
Agatha, we were just,
Just out for a little stroll.
Do you expect me to believe that? Probably headed off to the forest or cliffs. Or some other dangerous spot.
Come on, you make it sound like a bunch of reckless kids. We're prepping for our next adventure.
You are kids. You avoid helping your families and just go wandering around. That's what kids do.
Well...
Especially you, Ryza. Mia told me to keep an eye out for you and really let you have it if I saw you.
you're like the best guardian in town. You really don't need to waste your time on us.
This is exactly what a guardian is supposed to do. It's my job to protect the village.
Well, yeah, but technically we're part of the village too, right?
Don't split hairs with me. If you're really not a kid anymore, take responsibility for your actions.
Huh? Who said I wasn't?
I went against my parents' wishes to become a guardian. I trained in the forest, in secret.
Agatha.
I can't stop you from doing what you want to do, but that doesn't mean you can be so reckless.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Agatha.
Love you.
I just want to go home and read. What are you talking about? She just gave us permission. Thanks a bunch, Agatha.
You three still have a lot of growing up to do.
I feel like she should have just attacked us to figure out if we're any good. Like, I like that trope where, like...
That would have been a fun mini-boss fight.
Yeah, where, like, the kind of gruff, like, judge... Oh! Well, here, I'm gonna finish my thought before we move on. Like, I still kind of wish this was a little bit more sandboxy. Like, imagine if you straight up are not allowed to go to the more dangerous areas until you prove to the guard woman that you can get there. So you straight up have to, like, figure out how tough she is and then beat her. And if you manage to do so, like, a whole chunk of the game opens up and stuff like that.
Isn't that essentially what Pokemon would do to you at times? With the you couldn't progress to the next area unless you beat someone, or
I mean, that's kind of true of anything. I just wish it was more freeform. So, like, you still are freely allowed to just explore everything and anything else. And maybe get around certain areas, but you have to go the long way around. At that point, you might as well just go beat the guard anyway. I don't know.
Oh, it's Boss and Lumbar. They look really serious. I wonder what's going on.
Sorry, boss. My mom had a really bad stomachache. That's what happens when you buy medicine from some random fly-by-night merchant. But it was so cheap, she couldn't help herself. Huh. That's why you can't trust drifters. This has been happening more with Father's success here. Speaking of which, I don't trust that alchemist that's been wandering around here. Oh, him. Yeah, he and his lady bodyguard had been crawling around our ruins. They're likely grave robbers. Yeah, totally untrustworthy. He looks young, but acts old, and I don't trust that gorgeous sidekick of his.
What the heck? Untrustworthy? Grave robbers?
Ryza, how dare you talk back to boss?
I don't want to hear it.
Okay. You can't deny he's suspicious. He relies on his dubious alchemic sorcery, for one thing.
There's nothing dubious about alchemy. That's...
I've been researching it. You mix things together to create something completely different.
If you know that's what it is, then why...
1 second.
What's wrong?
Sweaty headphones. Because that's what makes it dubious. It just doesn't make any logical sense. The entire village knows how weird he is. You and your lot are the only ones who don't seem to see it.
You're wrong. That's not what alchemy is all about. Or is about at all.
Isn't it funny how you can switch around words in a sentence, the same exact words in a sentence, and it's still comprehend,
English is weird.
It does change the meaning, though. That's not what alchemy is at all, versus that is not what alchemy at all. Yeah.
I
Okay.
wonder if there's some way I could force myself to remember anything. Okay.
Oh, I think that's not at all what alchemy is, versus that is not what alchemy is at all. Isn't that interesting?
Yep. Why we're back at Old Town? Are we... No, where are we going? Oh, Claudia, that's what.
Right, we had to inform her about the hideout.
Hello, Ryza. It seems like things got really serious all of a sudden. Is everything okay at the atelier?
Lila's gonna keep searching the area. I've never seen such a terrifying monster.
I hope we find out for sure that they're not nearby, so I can get permission to go back to the atelier.
You might not have seen them for yourself, but you sure got guts. I wish Tao was half as brave.
I may not look like it, but I've traveled to many different places with my father. Is Tao still scared? I think he's past the worst of it. He looks through his books for any references to these monsters.
Or he's looking through his books.
Oh, but don't you think the villagers might know more about them than any of Tao's books? I've never heard of anything like what we saw. And it sounds like nobody else here has either. But if something so terrifying really exists, there must be at least a few legends surrounding it. Maybe outside the island, but our ancestors have all been living here for hundreds of years. Hundreds? So, your people have been here since the Clint Kingdom was still around.
There's that Clint Kingdom being mentioned again. It has to be something of importance.
That's what they say. That's why everyone's so stubborn about leaving. They hate new things. That's a little unkind, don't you think? Listen, Ryza. Could you take me with you?
What? To the Atelier?
If we asked Empo and Lila, they'd probably say now's not a good time. That's not what I mean. I want to go on adventures with the rest of you.
What? No. No way! I can't just let you walk into the line of danger.
But you do it all the time. I want to be friends in the truest sense of the word. Please? Well, it makes me feel good to hear you say that, but we're sure to keep running into monsters. We already broke the rules by taking you into the mainland to help build the Atelier. I'm begging you. Don't make that face. it's not fair. Fine. You mean it? But only if your father allows it. Not that that's likely. Thank you, Ryza. I promise I'll convince him. It won't be easy, though. So, could you come back again tomorrow? Sure. I'll see you then.
Oh, Wander got cookies.
I got cookies.
Cookies.
I was hungry. Question is, can we warp? No. I was really hoping we could warp back to the Atelier. A new party member, finally. I think we gotta wait a little bit longer.
She has to convince her dad that she can come.
Well, time to go adventuring, I guess. I don't know if we can interact with the map of the Atelier yet. Hopefully. Because I know that's supposed to be the fast travel.
Did you hear that whole bit about the Clint Kingdom?
A little bit. I was...
So I think that something must be affiliated with the monsters.
Mm-hmm.